with Kerrville City Manager Mark McDaniel, and we are on the corner of McFarland, and we've been talking to the residents of Doyle and the community center on some of the positive changes that the City of Kerrville is going to be implementing in the neighborhood. Mark, would you tell us about some of that?
Yeah, well, thanks, Stone, first of all, for asking me to comment, and appreciate being a part of this. There's been a lot of, I think, very positive initiatives going on, and it's really not the city so much as it is the city working with the neighborhood, and that's important because, you know, it's not our neighborhood, it's the residents' neighborhood. And so we launched off on what's called an area development plan. And this is common in cities where they'll take a portion of the city and they'll do kind of a deep dive on what are the needs of this particular neighborhood. We held several meetings with the community, the neighborhood itself at the Doyle Center, to get their input about what they see and what the needs are and what are the concerns. And the plan is a 20-year plan, so it's looking out pretty far about what people might have a vision for. And we learned a lot in the process. We learned about what was significant to the neighborhood in terms of the history and the culture, and specific areas in the neighborhood that may have had particular cultural significance. But at the end of the day, we came up with an action plan that was adopted and a framework for improvements. And that plan is already being implemented after the plan was adopted less than a year ago.
The plan was adopted less than a year ago?
Right.
Wow, that's moving pretty fast.
It is, and it is a 20-year plan, but we wanted to make some splashes early on to let people know that we're serious about this. The sign toppers in the neighborhood with the streets, we're using the Doyle school colors so that you know when you're in the Doyle area development plan planning area.
So you mean like the purple on the city signs and stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah, I noticed that about half a year ago. I was driving through the area and I was like, "Are this purple? Like everyone else in the area is green." That's pretty interesting. So any of the, roads or anything around that has that color, that's a part of the area of development?
That's right. That's
Very
right.
Cool.
The real significance of the plan is that it's a holistic approach, looking at everything from roadways to pedestrian access to recreational needs and amenities, meeting spaces, that it all comes together in one plan. And the first step to getting anything done is having a plan.
So we've already talked to Coach Pfeiffer about some of the old businesses in the area,
right?
On how you could there was a lot greater of a variety. Would you be able to talk to us a little bit about what the City of Kerrville is doing to kind of attract more businesses in the neighborhood?
Well, the plan does contemplate doing that. The thing that we have to be very sensitive to and careful about is we want a balance of making sure that we restore the neighborhood and stabilize the neighborhood, but we don't displace people. And so we want to incentivize business, but in a very strategic way, in a surgical way. And one of the ways that we're looking at doing that is the creation of what's called the neighborhood empowerment zone. So you take the boundary of the area development plan, and then you create that same boundary for what's called the neighborhood empowerment zone. And then state law allows you to put certain incentives in place in that boundary that you don't have to offer in other parts of the city. And so it's things like tax abatement, tax exemptions, waiver of building permit fees. So it's less expensive to develop, which makes it more viable for a business to relocate here. Helping this neighborhood come back to being very vibrant and restore some of the things that perhaps are not here anymore. So it's an exciting